From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with OU beat writer Ryan Aber. Ryan, the NFL draft is in the rearview mirror and pretty darn good showing for the Sooners. 8 players taken in the NFL draft, the 3 days there in Nashville, and obviously the headliner, as he was all season, Kyler Murray. And now we see Arizona trading Josh Rosen away to Miami. Looks like Arizona's all in. I mean, you figured that when they took Murray #1, but now it's his team.
Yeah, if you take a quarterback #1, it's clear. Well, if you take any player #1,
Yeah.
You're clearly all in on him. And especially with the move to Cliff Kingsbury, it just made too much sense for the Arizona Cardinals to take Kyler Murray because he fits perfectly into what Kingsbury wants to do offensively. So a little bit surprised that maybe they didn't trade Rosen before the pick, but they did wind up trading Josh Rosen a day later. Got I believe it was a late second round pick for him. And Cliff Kingsbury clearly wanted Kyler Murray and felt like, heck, he's felt for 8 years like Kyler Murray is perfect to run his offense. Back in the day when he was at offensive coordinator at Texas A&M for a year. Now he finally will have Kyler Murray to coach.
All right, so the other Sooner taken in the first round, Marquise Brown, very emotional after his pick. Obviously a lot made of that, but how do you see him fitting moving on?
Well, he gets another Heisman Trophy winning quarterback in Lamar Jackson. So Marquise Brown, it's been a long time since he's caught a pass from somebody who didn't win a Heisman at some point in their lives. So that'll be interesting. But the Baltimore Ravens, a big focus of their offense moving forward is their ability to run the ball. And maybe that's a head scratcher why you take a wide receiver like Marquise Brown. But with Marquise Brown's speed, he forces defenses into some bad decisions. And you either throw him out one-on-one where he's almost certainly going to beat a guy, or you throw 2 guys on him and you open up room for their run game. And they felt that was really critical. The Ravens have a lot of Oklahoma connections with obviously with Mark Andrews there at tight end, played well last year. Orlando Brown wound up starting at right tackle for them. A pretty significant time, and Tony Jefferson has been there for the last couple of years. So there are going to be some familiar faces in Baltimore for Marquise Brown. And Ben Powers they also added.
Yeah, they were trying to draft every Oklahoma-based player. Also got Justice Hill, I believe, from Oklahoma State. So lots of Oklahoma connections there with the Ravens. Before we talk big picture for a second, Ryan, Cody Ford, a guy that was in the green room for the first round, did not get drafted, fell into the second round. The Bills get him. But then we find out the Bills were trying to get him in the first round. Didn't happen, but he was still there. Sounds like they really like Cody Ford.
Yeah, they do, and it apparently was mutual between Cody Ford and Bobby Johnson, Buffalo's offensive line coach. They really clicked during their meeting. Matter of fact, Cody Ford here a few weeks ago said, a local reporter here asked him, where would you like to go? And he said, Buffalo, and people sort of scratched their heads. Would you want to go to Buffalo? Well, it turns out there was a reason he wanted to go to Buffalo, because he felt like that situation reminded him a lot of what he saw with Bill Bedenbaugh here at Oklahoma. Obviously, they've got a building process to go up there. The Bills, though, did take some steps in a positive direction. They've got a lot of offensive linemen in camp, but you've got to think Cody Ford. It looks like he's going to start off at tackle, where he played a pretty good percentage of the time at Oklahoma.
All right, let's step back a second. As I mentioned off the start, 8 Sooners taken, all on the offensive side. Austin Seibert, I guess, is maybe a little hybrid-y. I don't know how you count him.
Well, he's a place kicker at the NFL level, so I would put that on the offensive side.
All right, so we'll leave the no defensive players to the side for a while, but obviously the standard that this puts out there for players, not only that are there, but potentially could be Sooners one day. I mean, everybody goes to college at Division I thinks they're going to the NFL. But Oklahoma's offense is showing you come here, you might have an even better chance of going to the NFL. That has to just be huge for recruiting and all those sorts of things, Ryan.
Yeah, especially when you look at position groups. The fact that there are 4 offensive linemen that got drafted. You had your quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver. Didn't have a tight end in this draft, really. I don't think anybody expected really Carson Meyer to go, although he signed a free agent deal later that day. But they had Mark Andrews drafted last year. So they're putting people in the NFL from every position on the offensive side. Obviously, they want to build up that defensive side and get it similar. But if you're an offensive player looking to, one, play in a high-powered offense in college, and two, get prepared for the next level, it's hard to argue with picking Lincoln Riley's offense to do it in.
We'll talk about replacing all those guys another day, but the positives looking forward down the road have got to be immeasurable for the Sooners. It was a great NFL draft weekend for them. Again, 8 guys taken. We'll continue to have coverage of their next steps into the NFL. Rookie mini camps coming up, so be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.